Hi guys, it's Mike here. The channel is called Social Rockstars, and in this channel I teach social skills that will improve your relationships with others. The topic that I want to explore today is how to have a meaningful conversation with someone. Now, having a meaningful conversation with someone is extremely important because that's when you build friendships, that's when you build strong relationships, whether that's for work or whether that's for a social occasion. This is essentially how you want to communicate with most people. You want to have something in common and you want to know that you're close enough that you can rely on them or they can rely on you. Getting into how to have a meaningful conversation, and the first point would be them or you initiating the contact, whether that's going to be a random talk about the weather, stuff that's surrounding you, people that's surrounding you. It really doesn't matter as long as you are already speaking with the opposite side. Now, the good thing about this is that once this happens, the race has already started. Whether that's your date or a colleague or any random person that you might know. In order to succeed in the race, you want to transition to a topic that would be more meaningful for both of you. In those topics is where you build the relationship. In those topics is where people talk about things that are important to them and you talk about things that are important to you. Those are the building blocks of your relationship. So how to transition to a topic that will be more meaningful, and I'll give you some really easy topics that you can just throw in there, and most likely than not the person will have something important to say, and you as well. So the first one is that you can ask them about their family. Most people are very close to their families or they have an interesting story to tell, and it's a great conversation starter. So for example, do you have any siblings? And they'll answer to you and you can bounce off of that. Family is just a really solid starter.
Fredo, you're my older brother and I love you. But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again.
Also, you can ask them about where they grew up. Now, I live in London, and London is such a huge melting pot for people. So you get people from everywhere, and it's a great way to start a conversation with someone. Oh, where's that accent from? And they'll tell you. You can bounce off of that, and you can have a conversation around that. For most people, where they grew up or where they come from is very important. So they would have a lot of information to give you. Another great topic is ask them about their hobbies. What do they like to do in their free time? That way they're gonna start talking about their passion. They're gonna start talking about things that matter to them. And it's very easy to get emotion into that. Once you have that emotion, then you're bonding, then you're having the contact. You can also ask them about their future plans. Now that's great because everyone's looking into the future, and everyone has a vision about themselves and how they want things to be and so on and so forth. So once you start talking about the future, then you can tell them about your plans, they can tell you about their plans, and it's a great common topic. You can find common goals that you want to achieve. Now I have another video talking in more detail about the psychology behind everything, and I'll put a link to it down in the description below. So if you're interested to learn more, just go and check it out after that one. And I assure you that these tips that I just gave you are great conversation starters. I've tried them many times, and just looking at other people, you will also notice the same patterns. People like talking about things that they have in common. They don't normally have conversations around random things that they can't bond over because there's no common ground, there's no common interest in there. Once you get into a meaningful conversation, the conversation will be more pleasant, your relationship will be more fruitful, and you're building up that relationship. Another thing is that once you find that common ground, you can go back to it and explore it even further. It's like an ace up your sleeve. Once you don't have something to say, you can drop that in and then the conversation gets going again. People will be more empathetic towards your experiences, maybe some hardships that you're going through, or the goals that you're trying to achieve, because they can relate to them. They can empathize with you because they're relating them to their own experiences and their own emotions.
You know, I pride myself on being this great listener, but whenever I meet somebody new, I find I'm doing all the talking. What is that?
Maybe you're not really such a great listener.
Hmm?
Maybe you're not such a great listener.
No, that's not it. I'm a great listener.
So that was the video on how to build meaningful conversations with people around you. If you liked it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell down below as well. And in the comment section, please let me know what you'd like to see more of, or if you have any ideas about meaningful conversation starters that you've experienced that might be helpful to the rest of us. So see you.